Welcome to another episode of the Sit Down and Heal podcast. My name is Coach Derek and I am your host. I'm a certified healing journey coach and relationship coach. And what I do is I make sure that the healing is the main thing. We can do relationship topics and relationship advice all day long. But if you don't know who are you? So it is my goal to not just tell you or for you to know that you need to heal. It's my job to teach you how. So we send you outside with more healing wrapped around you than trauma so that you could show up as the best version of yourself. So tonight, we're talking about why do we date people that we don't even like? It don't even sound right, does it? You're dating, spending time, sometimes even being in relationships and marriages with someone that you don't like. Why do we do? Think about this. There's so many things you don't like about this person. It's even enough for you to leave, but you don't. And we see it around us all the time. And you'd be like, but if it's that bad, why are you still there? And this isn't even just relationships. This is just even going on dates. But we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it, y'all. Because some of us do it and don't even realize that we are. Because we think that our being with the person that we may not necessarily like is better than nothing. They absolutely will say because they love them, but we're going to talk about that. Is it really love that makes you want to attach to them? We're going to talk about this. So let's go. Why do you date people you don't like? So we're going to go down some bullet points, right? Because I had to write them down because, And then I'm going to go on some tangents and then I'm going to come back, right? But we ain't going to be here too long. We're going to be here long enough for you to learn. So now, let's talk about this. Let me read my little notes because I be typing, y'all. In 2026, I'm not even going to say 2026, just, y'all's favorite place, the dating pool, right? Unfortunately, this is what people have come to understand with social media, dating apps. People believe that they have unlimited access and unlimited choices. You have what's perceived to be unlimited access, but limited emotional safety, limited alignment, right? You're not supposed to match. You're not supposed to align with everyone, but you try it anyway, right? I'm not talking about meet. I'm talking about spend time with. 5 dates, 10 dates, relationship. But you haven't even qualified them to be with you. They're just good enough. They're just good enough for me not to be by myself. I don't even know if I like them fully, but I checked off 3 things. Y'all know what happens, right? This is what happens to a lot of us. When we get to a certain age, that list be like, it's a little tiny, like in a job, car. He love his mama. Okay, cool. It's you. It's you. I just tired of looking. You don't even know if you like the person. But you be out there pretending that you do so that you don't have to go back and sit by yourself again. It's a scary place to be by yourself, ain't it? But is it so scary that you're willing to be somewhere that you don't even want to be? Let's talk about it. So now, a lot of us are outside. To my own point, I'm going to piggyback on myself. We're chasing validation. Our self-worth comes from outside, not inside. And our view of validation is way bigger than compatibility and alignment. We need to feel like we're worth something. We're going to go in the dating pool and we're going to do the Oprah thing. You got a car, you validate me. I need you to validate me. You validate me so that I can feel like a whole person. It's a horrible way to date, but we do it anyway. We're going to talk about why. Don't worry about it. I got you. We're outside looking for people to make us feel like a whole person. Liking them isn't even part of the qualifier, right? The qualification, this is real tiny. I just need to find somebody that like me. See how short that was? That's all it takes. When you're dating like this, I just want somebody to like me. Guess what happens? No boundaries, no discernment, no qualifications, don't care. You exist. It's like the lowest bar on the planet Earth, just existing. Existing and liking me without knowing me, but liking me anyway, right? Feel good, right? That's what we're searching for. Feel good. Feel good doesn't have to come along with like. Now, does it? I know some of y'all don't give a damn about like. Y'all just want to, you know how y'all be doing. Y'all be, y'all make those noise too. Y'all be getting it in, right? Then you worry about like later, but it feel good. That's how we date, right? So now, we'll say, I'm going to give so-and-so a chance. I normally wouldn't even date this type of, I'm going to give him a chance. Give him a chance. Are you giving them a chance or are you lonely? Or anything. This one, they was in my inbox. Might as well just see what's, I don't, not going to ask no questions. I'm just going to see what happens. Right? That's what we do. But we grown, right? That's what y'all say. I'm grown, right? I need y'all to pay attention to what I'm going to say. You're grown, but your behavior looks like a little kid. You know these little kids, when they in elementary school, they in grade school, and they looking for people that like them. They don't even care if they match or align with whatever. I just want somebody to like me to play with. You think that person over there will play with me? That's how people are getting in the dating pool. And talking about they want something long term. They talking about they want marriage. They on the playground there. Who want to play? Whoever want to play, it's you. So we're gonna come back to that, right? Pay attention. We're gonna earmark this. Grown, behave like a child. So it's not to belittle you. It's to understand that inside of you is a little you. You see what I just did there? There's a little you in there. And as a healing journey coach, we got to talk about it. And let me tell y'all something else too. This is something else that we do too, right? It's not even about, for a lot of us, and we're talking about family and friends, right? You'll meet someone, you don't know anything that much about them, you're not even locked in, but they will make you keep going for little stupid things that don't even matter in the whole scheme of qualifying them. Like, well, at least they're nice. Keep going. It could be worse. You know you've had worse. It's nothing about seeing if they align with you or not. They just want to see you with somebody. And you be like, okay. Like who? Like, you don't even get to say so in your own process. Yeah, I get the little, Scooby-Doo, like, oh, what? You felt like it knew in your body that it didn't fit, but they was like, well, at least it's not as bad as the last one. And you be like, you know what, you're right. And you keep going. And y'all be talking about marriage is the problem. Stop it. Y'all need to stop. Stop. Just stop. Y'all better stop. So now let me look at my notes because I'm absolutely gonna lose my place. So now we got to talk about that little kid a little bit. It's one of my favorite topics to talk about because most of us don't realize. So a lot of times in dating relationships or whatever, the little kids show up. The inner child, right? Childhood wounds, childhood trauma. It's all up in here. It's just, as we say in the DMV, it's marinating. Right? So now we got to think about it in context. some different things that possibly could have happened, right? Not the whole list, because, there's a workshop for that. But the shadow work will determine if you had emotional neglect, if you had inconsistent caregivers and now you're trying to build a pseudo security and call it dating, having to earn attention as a kid, people please. It's in you, but it's also in the dating pool with you too. It's gonna make you pick somebody that you don't even like so you can feel safe. But Derek, if I don't like them, how can I feel safe? Because the little kid needs it more than your adult grown brain can even rationalize. It's been needing it since you was 10. Which one you think is stronger? A trauma that's grown from the age of 10 to the age of 50? Or your current, I don't know, I'm just going to go from trying to meet some people. No, that little kid, real strong. That little kid so strong, it's picked all of your partners in your entire life and you didn't even realize it was there. Damn it. No wonder. Right? We'll talk about this in a minute. What typically happens is, I'm reading my notes, y'all. Hold on. What we sometimes learn, and when I say learn, I mean what was modeled for us when we were kids and how it propagates into adulthood. This is what I teach you guys through my coaching, that love feels like anxiety. That love means tolerating discomfort. How many people had parents that were miserable, or one of the parents that was miserable, uncomfortable, upset, and pissed off all the time, but they pretended like it was okay? But you knew it. They might have even sat you down and was like, you know what, I don't want to hear what the hell she got to say today. And they'd be like, I'm a little kid. Why the hell you? What? This is modeling for you how you would eventually perceive what love is. Subconsciously, right? Also, love could require self-abandonment, meaning you're not even going to advocate for yourself. You're not even going to speak up for yourself. You are only putting their needs first all the time, every day, and twice on Monday. Because you've watched your caregivers, you've watched your friends and your family not care about themselves in service of the relationship, where you will suffer silently because you've abandoned who you are and you made the other person the entirety of your existence. Think about that. Some of us, we don't have to think about it. We feel it, right? You know what a lot of us say, we lost ourselves? No truer statement can be said about what a lot of us go, I lost myself. But here's the caveat. How can you lose something that you never even knew in the first place? I'm going to breathe for y'all. How can you lose yourself if you've never known who you are in the first place? And this is why you feel like this. Because now we got to peel the layers back. We'll get back to the notes in a minute. If all you've known is matriculating through life, functioning, wearing a mask of I'm okay, the inner child is picking your dates, it's creating disasters and pain throughout your life, and the inner child thinks that that's love. If we don't understand this, we will always do it. We will sometimes date people that we know ain't supposed to be there. What the hell? Let me ask y'all. we have people here live in the chat too, right? Guys that are listening on Spotify and a replay, whatever, right? Think about it like this. A lot of us, we started like liking and falling for somebody, and then like a month later, he's looking like, what the hell? What the hell was I thinking? 6 months later, what the? This ain't even my type. Why am I here? But here's the kicker. You ready for the plot twist? Even when you realize you shouldn't be there, you don't leave. You don't leave. You stay because you're loyal. We be becoming accidental boyfriend and girlfriends because we spent so much time with somebody. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? That's why I'll be on here like, stop it. Now here, there are reasons why you feel like you can't leave. Wait, there's more. So what this translates into, sometimes it's they don't meet my needs, but it feels good. Remember I said that earlier. They're not meeting my needs, but I feel good. So feeling good, pay attention. Feeling good is good enough when your inner child just doesn't want to be abandoned. Because that means they're there, not going anywhere. I feel good. It's a big check mark. We'll worry about the rest later. Don't even know if I really like them, but at least they're there. Abandonment won't. Ooh. Anxious attachment. It's bubbling. Oh, I spent 8 months and I can't leave now because I spent so much time and I knew 2 weeks in. What the hell did I do? Why? You said you knew 2 weeks in? It was a deal breaker. Ooh, that little kid is eating first, ain't it? That inner child is getting exactly what the hell it wants. It don't want to be alone. It's kind of desperate. You done waited, I done set out dating for 5 years and not just the little kid. It's like, all right, damn it, it's time. What we doing? And we don't want to wait long. Let me tell y'all something about trauma, right? Let me tell y'all something about trauma and wounds. They don't want to wait. The hell you waiting on? It's been long enough. Y'all be having y'all inner child. If you don't know that it's there, if you don't regulate, if you don't reparent that inner child, you keep waiting them 2 years. On the inside, they crackhead. They shaking. They going through withdrawals. They like, well, damn it, what the hell? So now when you think that sitting out for 3 years makes you a better dater, the inner child is like, yo, I'm ready. I need to find somebody so we don't feel alone, and I don't want to feel in my abandonment wound, damn it, because my daddy wasn't there. What we gonna do? What we doing? All right, let's go out. 3 years later, same you. It doesn't even really matter that you sat out so long that you feel like, oh, I got the boundaries now, and I got the. If you didn't work on healing, guess what? You're worse. You may be more hyper vigilant about, oh, you know what do y'all say? My block game is strong. But eventually, right, if you really want to be met, you're going to have to let somebody in that finds their way around the block game. That's when the inner child is like, got him. We don't, okay. You know, he didn't really get no new tools anyway. Let me go ahead and take over because I'm used to this. Right? So sometimes you'll end up with spending time with people that you don't even like. Because the inner child's running the show, y'all. What are we doing? We got to figure this out. Y'all need to holler at your favorite coach. Because we got to get this thing done. We got to get it done, y'all. So now we gonna go down my notes because I'm gonna mess this up big time. right? So for those of you who have taken any kind of workshop, if you've watched my lives and I talk about anxious attachments all the time and all of this, right? I'm going to give you a very small synopsis of like what this dating people you don't like looks like for each one of them, like real short, right? I wrote this down because I didn't want to forget. A secure attachment person. And if you don't know what these are, that means you haven't taken my workshop, and that means you need to go ahead and holler at me so you can. Right? The secure attachment, they actually date people that they like because they're very secure and confident about who they are. Their awareness level is real high. They're not going to let anybody play in their face too long because we got to move around because I got some healing on me. They walk away when the interest isn't mutual. Reciprocity becomes a qualifier. Y'all empaths, we don't have those. It's okay. I'm going to get you there. A secure attachment is normally the person who you sometimes would deem boring because they're at peace. They don't like to be around a lot of mess and a lot of chaos. They like to have fun, but they don't need chaos. Right? An anxious attachment. Y'all ready? Dates people they don't like in order to avoid abandonment. The anxious attachment mistakes attention for connection. I fall in love fast. Of course you do. Abandonment won't. Ooh, if you ever say that out your mouth, you need to contact me. The anxious attachment will stay with someone they don't like because the other person chose them first. Isn't that weird? You don't even get to decide. They gonna pick for you. Well, they said that they wanted to be with me, so I guess I gotta, Do you have to? I mean, they asked me to be with them, so you can't say no, can you? You can't say no. So think about this. Avoidant attachments. They date people they don't really want. They choose emotionally unavailable partners, and they avoid getting too deep by staying unfulfilled. They want you just enough to taste. They don't want to dive all the way in. They'll be with people they don't like because they don't dive in all the way. Sometimes. Now, the disorganized or fearful attachment, they sometimes end up with people they don't like because they end up in these push and pull relationships. It's bad, then it's good. It's good, then it's bad. I'm just going to keep staying. I don't even like the way you chew, but I don't have no choice because I chose to be here. Right? They're attracted to emotional unpredictability. Y'all ever met somebody that's always around mess and calling it they man and calling it they woman? They always complaining. They always fighting. And they always choose the same type of people. That inner child is having a field day. If you don't understand this about yourself, you will have to pretend that all of this chaos and all of these choices and all of these places you stay is normal. And I'm going to go back outside and keep trying to make it fit. I'm going to find somebody. Find somebody to deal with me the way that I am because I don't want to change. Listen to my words. I don't want to change. To be better. You got to think about what type of person doesn't want to be better. I'm going to let y'all sit on that one. I'm not even going to talk amongst yourselves. They also confuse intensity with intimacy. You ever, and not that you fall under this, because some of us, man, we got a little bit of everything in us. Some of us fit somewhere or another. You ever been with somebody and when you first met them, it was like an adrenaline rush and you thought that meant y'all was supposed to be together? Stop it. I know somebody gonna be like, that's how I've been married for 50 years and that's how we it was no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about not even trying to figure out who the person is. You just going head first. You don't know any information. And you think that that's intimacy because it feels familiar. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Feeling familiar numbs down all your senses. I feel like I've known you all my life. You don't have no boundaries at this point. Right? So now, we're going to talk about this familiar thing a little bit, right? And we got to think about this. Like isn't even the metric that we want to use, right? Because if you follow me, if you've been on any of my lives, I always tell people a lot of times like is even stronger than love for some of us. Like if we can get us some like, they get the keys to the kingdom, right? So emotionally, this is how most of us end up choosing our partners, based on things like familiarity, right? And familiarity could mean something that you saw as a child, familiar. You may have seen abuse as a child and end up in abusive. You may see emotional unavailable parents, and you end up becoming just like them. Sometimes we choose our partners based on what's familiar. Sometimes we choose our partners based on what they call nervous system activation, that high. And sometimes that activation is something negative and we still run towards it. We don't even know what it is. We just know we got to be there. We know we got to be there. We don't even know why, but we got to be there because it feels good. And we talked about that earlier. Unresolved childhood wounds is going to be like the majority of why we choose. That's why, as your healing journey coach, we help you understand and how to regulate that so you don't choose from that part of you because it hasn't served you well. Just like I always say, my moniker is, you already know you need to heal. Let me show you how, right? Because the how isn't known to most of us. Who would have taught us how to heal? It doesn't happen in nature, right? Most of us come from unhealed parents anyway, so how are they going to teach me, right? They don't even know what a healing journey is. That wasn't even a part of talking points when they were growing up. But now you grown. It's 2026. What you gonna do about it? You gonna keep spinning your wheels, or you gonna choose to be better, do better, learn more, activate that part of you that's been lying dormant for so long? Activate that part of you that's so afraid of conflict that you meet a new person and you're already afraid of conflict before it happens. The pre-shrinker. Who are you? And where does it come from? Let me help you. So now we got to think about this. Someone who aligns with you, we got to look for safety, real, healthy safety, right? That should be one of your check marks. Do I feel safe? But remember, safety won't matter if you like them, if it feels good. We got to have more self-control, but you can't have more self-control if that inner child is running you. You can't have more self-control if the like is enough for you to shut down all your security measures. Stop it. People being present, consistent, Some of us don't even know what consistency looks like, so we allow people to play in our face. But your adult mind knows it's wrong. That's not the part of you that wants to stay. That's why it's so hard, because you don't even know it's there. And you're going to need some clarity about what's going on emotionally, physically, all these other things. If you're not getting that information, why are you there? What are we doing? Let me rewind. Why are we there? Why are we there? Because, and then fill in the blank. Because you already said that you're not happy, you're miserable. Why are you there? That's what we learn here at Sit Down and Heal Coaching. The why, the root, so we can uproot and reboot. Okay, did that right? Yeah, so take this as a note point. And again, you'll get the replay on YouTube. Sit Down and Heal, all one word. Every week, every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube Live. And then the replay on TikTok Live, I'm sorry. And then the replay on YouTube, right? Same name on both, right? And you get Spotify, Apple Podcasts if you just want to listen to the audio. I covered all bases, y'all. So here's the note point. We don't date who we like. We date who our nervous system recognizes. We don't date who we like. We date who our nervous system recognizes. If you are unhealed, if you do not have awareness about yourself, you're going to automatically go towards things that are familiar, that your nervous system thinks is safe. Almost robotically so, right? So much so that you'll get to a point where a lot of us, not all, will get to a point where we've been hurt so much that we don't even want to do the work. We just won't date no more. I just don't even want to meet nobody. I'm good. It's safer this way. It's safe this way. If I just never meet a person, then I'm good. But are you? It's not that many people that stand on that. I hope y'all know. They still be outside. We see y'all out there. Stop the line. What's better said is that if you do want to meet someone, that you go in with better skills, with better tools, better you. Then you ain't got to worry about hiding. And as I say, every week, people who graduate and matriculate through my system, who come to my lives, who get the bundles and the workshops and all of that, we do not play around outside like that. We don't go in with, what if they hurt me? What if they lie? What if they're a representative? If you date like that, your brain will hurt every week. I teach you skills that transform what if they into I wish they would. Because I may not catch it up front, but I know what peace feels like, and I'm not going to allow you to mess that up. So let me move around. Why? Because my self-esteem is higher. Why? Because I'm aware of myself and I know I don't belong here energetically. We don't do what if they. Not my folks. And I stand on that. So if you need my help, you know where to find me. Sitdownandheal.com. So let's keep moving, because we almost there. We almost gonna land this plane. So, one second, because y'all made me lose my place on my notes. So, the dating people you don't like sometimes becomes a habit for us, because we just want to be somewhere. We want to try something different. Y'all know, factoid of the day, I was like the poster child for women who wanted to try something different. And they would say it out loud. You normally not my type, but I wanted to try something different. That was me. Too many times to count. That one date or whatever it was, and I was just like, so I'm the test dummy for you to stay away from the stuff that hurts you. Thanks. They would be because here's the thing, right? Let me give you a little bit of let me give you a 60-second, 90-second, so you understand what I mean by this. My unhealed trauma made me seek things that in women that weren't necessarily aligned with me. I was a dude that was like, I like a little crazy. Like I was that guy, right? But then when you get that person, they're used to being around chaos. And the chaos sometimes hurts. The abuse hurts. The neglect hurts. And it's based around a certain type that they always meet. It just keeps hurt, 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 hurt. They get so tired of being tired, they like, you know what? Let me go find a nerd. Because maybe it's safer. And they be like, Derek, you're normally not my type, but I want to try something different. You know what? What the hell? I'm not your type? What the hell are we doing here? But I didn't give a damn. You know why? Because my trauma, my abandonment wounds, I just wanted somebody to be there. You keep showing up. I don't care if I'm your type or not. Keep showing up. Then my inner child is happy because I don't feel abandoned. Keep coming. But the plot twist is they always end up cheating with the type. There's no happy ending to that. not in my. That's my story. So it's always the type that come back. They can't get away from. So now we got to talk about what keeps the cycle going. And today, a lot of people choose to have situationships with people that they would never like consider marriage material. They wouldn't even that what the hell, but they still be in there for 2 years, 6 months, 8 months, and they know this, and that's not on their bingo card. That ain't on their that ain't on their vision board. But it's better than nothing. The weird thing about a lot of situationships, not all, is that people think that a situationship is a way to avoid getting hurt. Because there shouldn't be like emotional attachments and things that relationships have, that marriages may have. I get to scoot around that, but still get relationship type things without diving all the way in. I should be safe. And we know, ladies and gentlemen, for a lot of people, it don't work out that way. Don't work out that way. So you got to be careful about where you sit. Because sometimes you not being able to sit at home by yourself in your peace will get you hurt. Because you didn't pick somebody that, here, a download just came. For those of y'all here for the first time, a download means an epiphany just hit the top of my bald head. The title of the show is Dating People You Don't Like, right? Watch what I do here. Pay attention. We're talking about you. The figurative you in this example is finding someone to date that they don't like because maybe they have trauma, maybe whatever the reason is, right? Boom, 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 right? But now, what if you dated someone that you don't like and they are dating you and you're a person that they don't like? Because they got their own issues. I need y'all to sit. Let's breathe. They don't even like you either. But it's convenient. Ooh, y'all keep blaming this on marriage. Shame on you. Marriage ain't the problem. Two people that don't like each other chilling at the house, eating chicken wings and watching Netflix together every weekend. Y'all ever spent months and months and months with somebody just because the company felt good, but you didn't really give a damn about nothing else? Well, you think y'all would be, y'all cute together. Watch it. Nah, not this one. Not that, nah. Y'all getting married? Well, nah, we not getting no. We just chilling. It's my little friend. And yeah, the little friend for 3 years. This is still a little friend? Yeah. We just got, it's not really my type like that, but we cool. Y'all know y'all not your type. Oh, let me stop. Derek, calm down. Y'all not your type. Ladies, be between your legs. Y'all not your type, gentlemen. They be between yours too. So look, y'all need to stop. I'm not your moral police here, but damn it, people you don't like. Ladies, some of y'all be on dates at restaurants with men you don't like just so you can get some food. Yes, they call it a foodie call. I was a foodie call a couple times. My pockets got ran for some steak a couple times. And they ain't give a damn about liking me or getting to know me. A long time ago in a land far, far away. Cause you hungry. Not even cause you like the guy. Why we doing that? Poor fella. Why are we dating people? Imagine, lady, sitting across the table from a guy that you're probably not attracted to. The hell, they ain't not, he just paying for the bill. Matter of fact, y'all been listening to these dating coaches and y'all dating multiple people. You got one for the restaurant, and then you got like the stop. Those of y'all who live that life, more power to you. But that ain't don't confuse that with this is the path that I'm gonna be on for me to become a wife or a husband, and I'ma just have one of the friend zone here and do that. What? Because your time should be valuable, right? Should be. You wasting your time with somebody you don't even like. And as my friend Coach Tanya always say, you ain't got nothing else better to do with your time. You don't have nothing else better to do with your time? I didn't say go out on dates. I said go out on dates with people you don't like. You 55. Why you still like, you don't even get a pass, but what? You don't like sitting across the table from you and you like, what? We got to evolve. Because what the hell? I can't even imagine. Well, don't, okay, we gonna go there in a minute. I ain't even gonna say I can't imagine because I did it before. Just hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Trauma bonding. Let me tell you what happens. Because I wrote these down. Some people trauma bond through text. Anybody ever catch feelings with somebody for somebody over text messages or DMs, and you just started liking them, and you never even had like those "I'm trying to see you" conversations? It just felt good to get the attention and the validation. You done fell in love over text. It happens. when there's a void to fill. Here's one of my favorites. Staying because of time invested. Shame on us. I want to leave, but I invested so much time. So I gotta stay. Ooh, y'all ride or die, ain't y'all? I just gotta stay because it's been 2 years and I just have to stay now. Do you? You have to. You're miserable. You think that statement says more about them or you? So here I sit down and heal coach and we help you unearth these things so that you don't repeat these cycles. Because it happens. You so loyal that you will push that loyalty to the end of the earth no matter what. No matter how hurt you are, no matter how much abuse you take, no matter when you realize that this is definitely not the person you want to spend the rest of your life with because it just don't even align or feel like anything is there, and you stay. Not because of love. Pay attention. Not because of love. Simply because of the time you spent. Isn't that wild? You don't got nothing else to hang on, right? Not love. You don't like the way they chew no more. They just walking around and you're like, the hell was I thinking? His shoes don't even match his belt. Like, what the hell? If we was on Pop the Balloon, I would have popped on him as soon as he came out. You still there. Well, I can't leave because I spent so much time. Y'all ready? You can't leave because your inner child is attached to them and it's hard to release it because they are feeling something that you always needed. It's not about them. It's about her or him inside you needing to stay more than your need to be safe. Let me give you more context because I am your favorite healing journey coach. I'm probably the only one you know. There's 2 safeties. Pay attention to what I'm about to say. There's 2 safeties. There's the adult safety and there's the inner child safety. Let me tell you what I mean. Even with everything that I said, miserable, abuse, all of that, the inner child needs to stay regardless. The grown-up safety says, we need to get the hell up out of here. If your inner child is living reckless, it's been inside of you since you were a kid, your adult safety pales in comparison. You don't have any control over that. So the inner child's idea of what safety is overpowers and supersedes what your logical mind knows is wrong. And you will choose what the inner child wants every time. Some of us got enough stay too long situations that be 2 hands work. You ain't stay too long. Yeah, stay too long again. Yeah, I should have known. I should have, damn it, again. Yeah, stay too long. And I always tell y'all, when they stay too long, it be like years and years and years. And I be like, when did you know? Oh, in the first 6 months. I should have left then. Should have left in the first 6 months. I knew it was a deal breaker. Did it get better over time? No, it's worse. You know, y'all come to me sometimes and you'll have a complaint about your partner. I'm gonna give you a little primer on like how I make assessments of you and why it doesn't take long to know where you are. Right? You will come to me and you will say, and I'm going to use gender, so calm down. The woman will say, my boyfriend that I've been with for the past 6 years is a horrible communicator and it's bothering me. And I need for you to help me understand how to help make him become a better communicator, because he just doesn't, his communication skills suck. And this is something that I need in order for me to maintain, being happy in a relationship. And I need him to be able to communicate because my voice isn't being heard. He's, raising his voice and I don't need it. It's just something like it's making me want to leave. Like, I don't even know what's going on. Right. And then you know what I ask him? So you say he's a bad communicator. He don't know how to communicate at all. When did you know he was a bad communicator? So we're talking about language. We're talking about conflict. We're talking about how he speaks to you. When did you know that his whole communication style did not align with you? You think they're going to say year 6 or 5 or 4? Remember, she didn't say all of a sudden he became a bad communicator. She said he is a bad communicator. Language matters. How long he been a bad communicator? Since I met him. Now we're going to start looking at him now or you. It don't take long. Your words will betray you. They always do. You give me 5 minutes, 10 tops. Your words will tell me exactly who you are, because you're going to tell me where you've been, right? Because now this is what we learn. You had a deal breaker of communication. You met someone who was a bad communicator from the beginning, and you chose to stay. After you found out that it was a deal breaker. So now I got to look at you. Why you keep choosing deal breakers? And then complaining about it 5 years later. It's always been there. And it never changed. Because I spent so much time. See how I did that? So now, y'all going to love this next one because y'all say this all the time. Confusing potential with reality. We're going to skip past that because there's enough lives on social media talking about potential. Dating to avoid loneliness and not to build partnership. We talked about that. We could work on that. You can sit by yourself. I promise you, you're going to be alive tomorrow. Right? Like, and again, I was one of those people too. I couldn't do 7 days. After 7 days, I need to be somewhere trying to find something. And it wasn't something for smacks. It was something to just exist, to make me feel validated. You know how people say, I just want to see if I still got it? But they have no intentions of going past the, getting a phone number. Yeah. So now, we got to start talking about solutions. We got to talk about how do you start to kind of matriculate out of this, what I'm calling like it's a cycle. Cyclical is the word I'm looking for. Patterns repeat. Something else I teach you how to do here at Sit Down and Heal Coaching is how to recognize patterns. If we can't recognize the patterns, we'll never know where to start the healing journey. Right? Remember, you already know you need to heal. Let me show you how. So now, let's talk about solutions. And you won't figure it out on this podcast episode. You're going to have to do something off of here with me in order for you to actually heal and work on healing. Heal the wound, not the relationship. Pay attention. Heal the wound and not the relationship. Let me tell you what this means. If you have wounds inner child wounds that show up in the relationship, your psychic, your mind will tell you that I just need to make it work with the existing wounds as they are. Dysfunctional or not, I just need to fix the relationship. I just need for him to communicate. I need him to fix his communication. But if you fix the inner child, you fix how you show up, you fix your level of awareness, something magical happens if you both do it. Y'all ain't got to go nowhere most of the time. You shrink yourself because you're wounded. You yell and you're angry all the time because you're wounded. You got to work on you. You're so worried about how to make somebody shut up that you don't realize that they're yelling because they hurt. Now, that don't mean you stay. But whether you stay or leave, you got work to do. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. In the comments, Coach Tanya says, once you heal the wound, the relationship gonna be over. Yeah. A lot of times when you heal, you realize that you're not even aligned with that person. What you really find out, thanks, Coach Tanya, is that you bind it with them based on a traumatized version of yourself. And that's how y'all exist. So we gotta work on ourselves. Gotta work on ourselves. You gotta learn what safety actually feels like. Meaning not from the inner child, but from you and how you experience the world as an adult now. What does safety actually feel? Some of us don't even know what safety feels like. We're so used to things going on around us and chaos. So sometimes when we pick people, we have to pick chaotic people because it's familiar. And we'll even call it our type. Isn't that weird? We'll call the dysfunctional, chaotic person toxic. Y'all like that word? That's my type. Some of us will say it out of our mouths, I like a toxic, somebody with some toxic, and I'm like, you choosing that? On purpose? Okay. Stop dating from a scarcity mindset. Date slower and not harder. You date slower, you get to see everything. You date fast, you end up with some interesting surprises. See, in my coaching system, once we start really working on the healing, my dating workshops, they'll teach you how to create very fast character profiles of people so you don't stay too long. That you understand more about them than sometimes they'll know about themselves just by a lot of cues that they give, a lot of nonverbal cues. I train all of that. So you don't have to be a what if they person. You don't have to be what if they hurt me, what if they cheat, what if we don't do that. It's not foolproof. But you will choose your peace of mind over whatever doesn't feel right. You know how hard that is when you have trauma in you to choose yourself after you stayed for so long, after they did the nice thing and then they wasn't nice and they did the nice thing and they keep giving you that push and pull and you're like, wait, this push and pulls, there's no consistency here. The hell am I doing? And you bounce. We don't do that. We stay because the little kid is eating first, right? So healthy love might feel calm. It might not be consistent excitement all the time. You know, y'all be like, I'm bored, or the person is boring because they just like to kind of just chill sometimes. Some of y'all don't even recognize peace when you see it. You got to ask yourself why. See, some of y'all will find somebody who's cool. They just don't have excitement all the time, every day. And you'll think something's wrong. Some of y'all need somebody to yell at you. Or you don't feel like they're strong enough. Why? Where does that come from? So when you find somebody that doesn't yell, and they manage you in a very safe way, it's scary. It's scary to be calm. You've never seen it before. You never chose it before. Scary. Now, the silence is for y'all, not me. So now, it's a couple of questions, and like I said, the replay will be on YouTube every week. So just subscribe to Sit Down and Heal. It's all one word, right? So you'll be able to go back and replay this if you need to. Here's some questions that you need to ask yourself. Ask yourself. It will help you understand yourself a little better so that you don't date people you don't like. See, let me give you a little bit more context before I give you these questions, and then we're going to land this plane. Dating people you don't like doesn't mean, I'm going to date somebody that's not cute or I'm not attracted to. I'm going to date somebody that we don't have that, and that's not what I'm talking about. Dating people you don't like means you're choosing people for reasons other than that they align with you. You're aware of yourself. You know what you need. You know what your deal breakers are. And you're choosing people based on that. When you date people you don't like, you're picking people to exist in your life so that you don't have to work on things. You're dating people to exist in your life so that you don't feel lonely. These things are not the foundation by which you build from, because it's all emotion. It's all sometimes trauma. That's a weak foundation to build on. Loneliness is not how you build a foundation. Trauma bonding isn't a great way to start a relationship. Most of us, we don't even realize that we're trauma bonding, because the cruel trick about trauma bonding is that it feels amazing up front. Feels amazing. You'd be like, this is my person. I don't even really know them like that, but dang, this feels amazing. They get me. And I'm like, how long you known them? Just 2 days. And they be all over Facebook and social media. This my new boo. Like, how long you known them? 3 days. My new boo, we taking pictures everywhere. Y'all know what happens. Y'all know what happens. And then there'd be another one, 30 days. Soulmate after soulmate after soulmate after this my person. Soulmate and soulmate, soulmate. And I'd be like, you got like 10 of them. 15 soulmates in the same year. People at your family reunion is looking at you like, another one? That don't mean that you can't, date someone and then break up and find. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you out here running wild and everybody your soulmate. You're putting that title on everybody. Stop it. So here's a few questions that you need to ask yourself. Who, and I'm going to say it slowly, who did love remind me of growing up? When I'm in love, what does it remind me of? Whatever your brand of love is, when I feel it, what does it remind you of? Think about it. Does your version of love look like something that you've encountered before? second question is, what am I afraid will happen if I walk away? You can write these down, right? What am I afraid of will happen if I walk away? You know what some of us say? I'm afraid of how they're going to be if I leave them. Are they going to be okay? Huh? They won't be all right if I leave. So I'm going to stay 3 more years just to see. Moving right along. Next question is, do I like this person? Am I aligned with this person, or do I just like being chosen? I'm going to just be with whoever want to choose me. We ain't even going to try to see if it fit or not. Right? Because, I don't know if it happens nowadays. I don't want to sound like the old guy, but y'all used to get excited when somebody be like, I want you to be my girl. I'm choosing you. I'm locking you down. And even if you didn't feel like it was, you'd be like, okay. So now I'm going to give some context, right? Just a little bit, because I got to say this. Humans pick people they don't like. Sometimes it looks a little emotional. Sometimes it doesn't. But if you peel back the layers, men and women do it. Men just don't talk about it. Men move around and you won't see the skeletons. You won't see the pain. But men all the time choose women that they don't even like, a lot of times just to feel validated, to feel like they're the man, to have a conquest. It happens every day. So this is not gender specific. Sometimes I talk about things from an emotional level because men are afraid to do it. That's why it sounds like women. So now we're going to talk about landing this plane. So I'm going to leave you with a couple statements. Number one, dating someone you don't like isn't a flaw. It's a survival strategy. Dating someone you don't like isn't a flaw. It's a survival strategy. Why would we call it a survival strategy? Because the wounds are baked in. When that inner child doesn't get what it wants, it needs to survive. It needs to pick. It needs to choose. It needs to not be alone. It needs whatever it needs to feel safe, to survive. We don't know to call it that because it's subconscious. Think about most of your life. Did you ever even know anything about some inner child and all? You just pick people who liked you, who didn't like you, whatever. I fell in love. We didn't know that we was picking from that place until we sit down and we actually take an analysis of where we've landed, where we picked, who we picked, how we stayed. Did we stay too long? When you put all of those pieces together, it's going to tell a story about you. It's going to tell a story. It's going to tell a story about your motivations of how you pick and who you pick. It's going to tell a story about how far back were you doing this the same way. There's always a pattern. And you just happen to have a coach that can find it the hell out. It's one of my superpowers. It's what I do. I find the little pieces that you can't see. So to interrupt this pattern, we start with the foundation of awareness. Self-awareness will disrupt your pattern. If you really pay attention to who you are, when something doesn't line up with who you know you are, you're gonna flag it. Without the awareness, there are no flags. You know how we are, they missed all the red flags. Yeah, you're gonna miss all the red flags. You're gonna miss them all. Because the little kid is eating first. That little kid is getting what the hell it wants. You're going to be in situations you're going to be like, I don't even know why I'm here. Of course you don't. Little kid, happy as hell. That's how this works. You don't need more options. You need more clarity. See, when I talk to people about options, and they be like, oh, all of these people DMing me and all of these, and oh my God, how many people are attracted to me? I don't know why all these different people are attracted to me and all of it. And I'm like, you know what? How many of those people are supposed to align with you though? When they present themselves and they don't align, they are out of your life. Everybody ain't supposed to align with you. You don't have unlimited options. So it's better served that you work on yourself. You go get that healing journey in, realize who you are, stand on it, stand in it, discernment, boundaries, all these things, so that when the person that you may align with comes across, you're ready. Not perfect, but ready. When you're unready, when you're unhealed, you think you got a whole bunch of choices that you get. Maybe I could just go on this dating app and there's 100 people that say I'm cute and all that. No, a little more depth. There should be some more depth to your process. So if you thin the herd out and you're able to, dare I say it, meet people, because I know y'all don't like to meet people, then you'll be able to know exactly how to make an assessment of them. And if you don't, you need to be coached by me so that you don't sit anywhere too long. So when that person that aligns with you comes across, you're not playing around in a situationship for 2 years. Opportunity missed. Then you get frustrated because you ain't found nobody or you don't have anybody. And then you're like, you know what? I'm just going to stop dating. It's just not working for me. Then you still go back outside the date. Jesus, you got to stand on something. So now we got to think about this. Have we ever dated somebody that we wasn't really interested in, but it was something that kept us there? You got to ask yourself why. Why? The root matters. So I'm going to land this plane, and this is what I need for you guys to know. When I will upload this to YouTube no later than tomorrow, so you can go to the YouTube channel, Sit Down and Heal. SitDownandHeal.com is the website. It is also in the major social media platforms in the bio. And you get to poke around and look around to see all of the good things I do. There is a group coaching group in the school app. You can go in there. We do master classes. I'm going to do master classes once a month. We do group coaching in there once a month, and then you have a lot of source materials you can go in there and get to help you along your healing journey. So you get to be around a group of people that are like-minded like you. You can do a one-on-one. You can go through my self-paced, do-it-yourself system of how to start your healing journey, how to get the foundation together, called Reboot Yourself, which means self-paced with a guide. You get to ask me questions along the way, but you got to dive in. It's on your time, though, because I know y'all have schedules. I've designed my systems and my programs to handle all things that you could say why you don't need coaching. I mean, why you want it, but you kind of have a little bit of apprehension. If you think I'm gonna judge you, go watch the video. The video ain't gonna judge you. I promise you. If you want to talk on the phone or on the video, one-on-ones are there. It's just not free. But changing your life, and life change happens here very quickly. Very quickly. I get the, this isn't just me talking, right? Some of the people are in the comments right now, live. Once you start to like shake that root and figure out what's going on, you can be like, oh my God, like change. People around you gonna be like, you different. Why are you telling me no? You never told me no before. Yeah, because I have boundaries now. Like we get busy. And I understand your schedules. I understand your life. I understand survival modes. Do it at your own pace and holler at me when you need me. No problem. So contact me. Contact me. Contact me. And hopefully you'll listen to enough podcasts and enough live streams that you'll be convicted to want to sit down and heal. I'll talk to you guys next week, same time, same place, every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on TikTok, replay on YouTube. I'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all have an amazing night. Bye-bye.